A shooting on Bourbon Street at 3:15 a.m. leaves a 36-year-old Baton Rouge local nurse dead and 2 injured. According to New Orleans Police Chief Sean Ferguson, Louis Barnes, 37, was asked to leave Willie's Chicken Shack and refused. A security guard was attempting to remove Barnes when he took the security guard's weapon and began shooting. 3 people were shot. The security guard, a 23-year-old male, was shot in the neck. Barnes was shot in the shoulder, and Julie Coubion, a 36-year-old nurse from Baton Rouge, was also shot during the struggle. Coubion was taken to the University Medical Center, where she was pronounced dead. Barnes is currently in parish prison on 1 charge of second-degree murder and 1 charge of attempted second-degree murder.
58-year-old Houston native Sherry Lewis Stevens was arrested and officially charged with murder at the 182nd State District Court. The identity of the 64-year-old victim is pending from the Harris County Institute of Forensic Science. Houston Police Department's Homicide Division Sergeant N. Miller and Detective D. Stark reported that the patrol officers responded to the shooting on 5514 Griggs Road and found the victim with multiple gunshots to the back. Stevens was spotted by an officer where she confessed her doings and was arrested and charged on the scene.
An investigation is now in place after a man was rushed to the hospital following an altercation with a police officer. According to the Chicago Police Department, the investigation of an officer-involved shooting near the 2100 block of South Keeler is underway. A male passenger was reportedly getting out of a vehicle when an armed altercation occurred. The offender involved withdrew his firearm and shot the offender. The offender is now in critical condition as he was rushed to the hospital with multiple wounds.
A domestic violence incident involving police shootout leaves 1 dead and the other hospitalized. According to police reports, officers were responding to a domestic violence dispute at 7 a.m. at 227 Cherry Street. At the time of the investigation, both officers were wearing a body cam. Officers met at the door of the 8th floor by the 911 caller who informed police that the suspect's location was in the closet. The suspect appeared calm and compliant with officers. However, unforeseen, the suspect breaks away from law enforcement, grabs a kitchen knife, and begins impaling the victim. Officers, in despondency, discharged their firearms in an attempt to wound the suspect off the victim. Through striking him, they ended the attack. Officers began to render aid and alert the ambulance to perform CPR, but the suspect was pronounced dead at Beacon Hospital. Nonetheless, the victim is in stable condition and is not expected to die. This investigation is still ongoing, and names of the participants have not yet been released.
A 53-year-old woman has gone missing from the streets of Los Angeles, California. Police say that Laura Cabrera was last seen at 6 in the morning on last Thursday at Sepulveda Boulevard. Cabrera is described as an older Hispanic with burgundy hair, brown eyes, heavily built, and a medium skin complexion. She was last seen wearing a yellow jacket and a brown skirt that goes down to the knees. She is approximately 189 pounds and is 5 feet and 2 inches tall. If anyone has any information about her whereabouts, they are urged to contact the Los Angeles Police Department as soon as possible.
New York Police Department has arrested 3 suspects in connection to a multiple city crime spree. According to authorities, the violent crime spree began on yesterday around 6 a.m. when it was reported that 3 individuals engaged in several robberies and carjackings throughout the city. Police identified the stolen vehicle and the suspects double parked in front of 909 Sheridan Avenue. In the attempt to apprehend the suspects, an officer was injured and a second officer's weapon was discharged, striking the driver of the stolen vehicle in the hip, where he remains in stable condition at a local hospital. The officer injured also was taken to a local hospital, and all 3 suspects are now in custody.
A Chicago woman is dead due to multiple gunshot wounds. Chicago police were responding to gunshots fired late Saturday night on 5300 block of West Iowa on the west side of Chicago, where they found 47-year-old Elisa Corona Vargas lying with gunshot wounds at the opening of an alleyway. Vargas was pronounced dead at the scene. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office says she had multiple gunshot wounds to the head and body. Police say the victim's family gathered around her in mourning. Police scanned the scene for evidence of what occurred. No motive was discovered yet. The investigation is ongoing. No one is in custody for the homicide.
R&B singer R. Kelly is currently behind bars on charges related to sexual misconduct. Kelly turned himself into Chicago police on February 22nd, and his bond was set at $1 million. He is being charged with 10 counts of criminal sexual abuse involving at least 3 underage victims between 1998 and 2010. Kelly has been plagued with allegations throughout the past 20 years. However, he continues to deny all allegations. The investigation is still ongoing.
After months of receiving multiple contributions and working to defeat the financial deficit raised, the Southern Association of Colleges and School Commission on Colleges has made the decision in which the institution of Bennett College has lost its accreditation this past Monday.
On Thursday, the Houston Police Department responded to a shooting at 5514 Griggs Road around 12:30 p.m. The suspect, 58-year-old Sherry Louise Stevens, is being charged with the murder of her boyfriend. Stevens flagged down the police and told them where the body and weapon was. She was arrested and charged after they found the items.
2 teens are dead after fistfight turns to shots fired. Houston Police Homicide Division is investigating the shooting of 2 males, 18-year-old Jose Aguilar and 20-year-old Maximo Aguilar, after they arrived at a planned location to reportedly fight. Upon their arrival, both victims were shot by a suspect who was hiding on a rooftop. Police say gun wounds reflect the use of a high-powered rifle. Unfortunately, one was pronounced dead at the scene, the other transported to the hospital where he passed. The suspect has not been found, and the relationship and reason to Jose and Maximo is unknown at this time.